calm the Devi, the Durga Devi of yours. 15 things I wish I'd known before having a baby. Hi friends, my name is Ankita, and if you're new to the channel, then welcome. On this channel, we usually discuss everything that is relevant to homemaking. I am a homemaker, married since past 6 years, have a son who's 3 years old. Usually you'll find content like this on this channel. And if you people enjoy content like this, then please do consider subscribing to the channel. I would love for you people to stick around. And with that being said, let's just straight away jump into the video. So number one is, it's a massive change and it's irrevocable, but you won't have it any other way. This is a change that once is brought in your life, it will just flip your life upside down. You will have this baby who will be completely dependent upon you. Your sleep will suffer, your mental peace will suffer, your personal relationship will suffer, everything will be impacted. And trust me on this thing, it's not an easy job, and this is the most important point that you need to know. That's why I kept it at the first, but it is a huge change, a very big change. Now the second thing is, there is no expert on your child other than you. Now when babies are born, they're never born with an instructions manual. You always have to trust your instinct. You always have to think what they need. You always have to try to understand what they need from you. And your instinct, the instinct of the mother, is something that doctors even bring into consideration. So if you think there is something wrong, always try to consult a doctor. And it's okay. I have made a fair share of my returns from the hospital hearing that there is nothing wrong with the child, but it's better to come back 10 times rather than regretting that one time why I didn't went to the hospital. So just always try to trust your basic instincts. Next is, always try to set the parameters of your family's rules beforehand. There are certain things that we all as parents want or don't want our kids to do. And you always need to present yourself as a united front in front of your child. So do make sure that you and your husband are always on the same page when it comes up to parenting. Always try to discuss with your husband what you want or not want, where you want him to intervene and where he expects you to intervene. But never ever try to cut one other's words in front of the child. Next is, you need to get into a routine as soon as possible. Now getting into a routine with a newborn is a little bit difficult, but up to the benchmark of 12 weeks you will start noticing a pattern. Before that they'll simply eat, sleep, poop and repeat, but after 12 weeks they start growing into a pattern. Their nap time settles, then their feeding time settles, their pooping time and peeing time starts to settle. You just need to make sure that you have that mindset that you want to create a routine, because once you'll start noticing and once you establish a routine, it would be good to know that okay, this is the time and right now my baby is supposed to do this thing. Now my next tip is to always understand that nap times are not permanent. You need to think of this thing very clearly, that I know being obsessed with the naps of your child is not a huge thing. Every mothers and father have this tendency ki shh, just make sure the child is sleeping, that you need not to make noise and all that stuff. Everyone does that, but it's not a huge deal. Eventually they are going to quit napping. Vivan is 3 years old and he has stopped napping completely during the daytime. He sleeps at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. at night and wakes up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. in the morning, and that is his sleep cycle. Apart from that, he won't sleep throughout the day. So don't get obsessed with the naps, because eventually they are going to stop napping. Now next thing is diaper change. It's not a huge deal. It's eventually a very nice bonding time with the child. Now in India, I have a husband and we are Indians, of course, so we know that normally husbands don't want to take a part in the nappy changing process, but in small towns at least I have seen this only, and my personal experience says this as well, that husbands do have an issue with the changing of the diapers, but you can simply go ahead and motivate them. It's a very nice bonding time. You can be face to face with the child, you can play tickling with the child at the moment or at the time of changing the nappy, So it's a fun time and you can enjoy that as well with the kid. Next thing that you need to understand is that you don't want to be way too hard on yourself. I am a mother, I have been through this thing, and I know people do this a lot. They try to become super women when it comes up to having a baby. We want to do everything on our own. We want to be like, okay, fine, I can do this as well, I can do that as well. Don't do it. Don't hesitate in accepting help, even if it is from your in-laws, even if it is from your mother, or you have to borrow external help, rent external help. It's perfectly fine. Simply just until and unless your body comes back into that flow of work, just don't bother yourself a lot. Don't just calm the Devi, the Durga Devi of yours, and relax. You need to not to be a superwoman at that particular point of time. Now my next point is to have a first aid kit stocked, very well stocked. Now I had this weird notion that whenever my kid will have certain sickness, I'll go to a doctor, get him checked, and give him medication accordingly. Least did I understood that the sickness usually strikes when it's night time and you have to rush to the emergency. Even for a paracetamol prescription, you have to run to the emergency. So there are few basic medications like P250 for fever, which is paracetamol 250, and you can keep the nasoclear for the nasal congestion. You can keep gripe water and colic aid for the gastric of the child if your child has some. So these are a few basic things. A thermometer will do. So these things are some things that you can have in your first aid kit, so that you don't have to rush to the hospital for each and every single problem, because throughout the day you'll see your child playing, but all of a sudden at night they'll decide to cry and cry on top of their voices. So you need to make sure that you have a small kit prepared so that you don't have to always keep on rushing. Now my next step is breastfeeding, which is difficult. Now I was one of those who had this notion in mind that breastfeeding is something that comes in naturally. It's breast milk, I'll deliver the child, it will come in and I'll feed the child. It wasn't like that. The breast milk then came up till 2 days. After 2 days, when it started coming, I had these heavy, huge, engorged breasts, and the kid, he was not ready to latch on perfectly at all. It took me 1 to 1.5 months to get it exactly the way it is supposed to be and get him like he was exclusively breastfed, but after the age of 1.5 months. Before 1.5 months, I had to give him formula as well. It wasn't like I was not having enough sufficient milk, but it was like he was in the habit of having milk from bottle as well, because the latch was not perfect when it comes up to it. So latch is something very, very important. So simply go ahead and do some research on the latching process as well. But if you're a first time mom, you will realize this thing. However research you do, it fails. When it comes up to breastfeeding, it does fails. Now the next thing is, have you ever felt that how you are way too polite, way too loving, way too caring, you always reciprocate in a positive manner to a particular person? After having a baby, all that love will multiply by 4, 6 or 8, and that's an amazing feeling. Like when you'll hold your child for the very first time in your arms, it's life-changing. The feeling that comes to your heart when you have your child in your hand, it's like your heart becomes a little bit more bigger, and all that love that you feel, sometimes it feels like it's way too much to handle, and it's just eventually a very, very different feeling that can only be experienced once you become a parent. I'm not talking about only the mothers, but even the fathers have this overwhelming aspect of feeling when they have their child. Your heart will grow and you will feel a lot of love, like for each and every single kid that you'll see. From my personal experience, I'm telling you people that even the kids on the street, when I see them after having Vivan, I feel a weird amount of love for them as well. If I see a stray kid on the street and the kids from those jhopdis, and I would normally try to give them stuff which is of Ivan and it's of no use to him. So your heart, expands. You feel a lot of love, more than what you eventually used to feel earlier. Next thing is intimacy with your husband. And I have heard these discussions a lot, that when the intimacy with the husbands returns back to normal, and I mean, you have delivered a child, even with like, and even I have seen women's like are post delivering, like for after 1 week or 2 week. I mean, you have just given birth, girl. So there is a lot happening down there till yet. Might be possible that you might have stitches over there, maybe that C-section stitches are over there. I mean, you can have a lot going on. There is bleeding, there's clotting, multiple stuff going on. So eventually you will get back to normal position and the intimacy with the husband can return back to normal. But at least give yourself 40 to 50 days before getting into the physical intimacy structure back again. Now, the next thing is completely relevant to the social media, and when you see these amazing videos of essentials when it comes up to baby, like newborn essentials and all that good jazzy stuff, you start calculating in your brain, and eventually my calculation told me that I needed to have at least 40 to 45,000 rupees before I could bring my newborn to my house. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for an average middle class person. It is a lot of money. So I want to tell you one thing that you need to know is that babies are not that expensive as the social media is presenting them to be. What you need essentially is, without these things you won't be able to survive, is your diapers, your wipes, cleaning wipes, formula if you're formula feeding, and bottle. And if you are breastfeeding, then just your breast, which is completely free, of course, given by the grace of God. So these are the things that you actually necessarily require. Apart from that, the rest of the things are just luxuries. So whatever you want to buy, a few onesies, of course, onesies and rompers and all that good jazzy stuff, the clothes. So these are the things that are essentials. But apart from that, whatever you're seeing those swings and baby carriers and those prams and whatnots, up till the age of 3 months, nobody is allowing you to take your baby outside the house. Show me that one in-law that has allowed their son, their grandsons or granddaughters to step out of the house without getting a smack on your face. Seriously. Now, one thing that actually did disappointed me was about myself. I am a social butterfly and I love visitors when they come to my house. And I did expect it that post having my baby, everyone will, in the entire family and my friend circle, they all will come to meet the baby. It will be fun. They'll be giving gifts to the child. Once I had the baby, I was like, when will you go back? In the back of the mind, I always used to keep on thinking, when are they going to go back? I need to go to sleep. My child is sleeping. Sleep when your baby sleeps is the hack number 1 when it comes up to the mommy hacks things. So when am I supposed to sleep if you are sitting on my head? That used to be the idea in my mind. That used to be my thought process. So you eventually are going to detest your guests. This is something that you need to know beforehand. Now, second to the last thing is work from home will eventually become impossible. Now, this won't happen up till the age of 5 to 6 months. But after 5 to 6 months, once they will start, pushing and pulling themselves out. After that, just try to open a register with a pen or try to open your laptop and start working on a keyboard. They won't let you. It's nearly impossible. Work from home transforms into a huge mess because they want everything that you have in your hand and eat it simply. So it's simple with the kids. And the last thing that you need to understand is it is going to change your body and it will impact your body a lot. But one thing that you need to understand is it took 9 months for your body to create that baby. So wait for at least 9 months for that body to go back to normal. After 9 months, you can start taking measures for controlling whatever you want. But up till 9 months, just try to wait a little bit. Be a bit patient. So with that, I will finish this video off. I have tried to make it as informative as possible. Hopefully you people might have enjoyed today's video. If you people did, don't forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up. Also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you people haven't already. And with that being said, I'll take your all sleep and I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, just stay blessed and take very good care of yourself. Bye bye.